Hey everybody, welcome to another episode from Carl's Cycle Supply. Today we're going over a beautiful, farm, fresh, just rolled right out of the barn 1942 Harley-Davidson FL. When we first got this bike, it was straight out of the farm field, and when we got done with it, it looks like it's factory. Take a look, and if you love old motorcycles, hit the like and subscribe. Here's my husband, Matt.
Hey everybody, this is a 1942 Knucklehead that we just finished restoring, breaking in and sorting out the bugs for our friend in Iowa, and we're just getting ready to deliver it on the way to Ohio. This is a really nice bike. It turned out great. It's a deluxe sport solo, which means it has all the bells and whistles that you could get in 42. It's an absolute top of the line bike with saddlebags, deluxe seat, spotlights, squash birds, chrome crash bars, chrome dash, chrome handlebars. This is like the flashiest, coolest Knucklehead you could get if you wanted a stock Knucklehead from the factory. This was a really nice example to start with. It came from Kansas. It was in rough condition, but it had been a bike its whole life, like the frame, the motor, the transmission, the fork, the wheel rims. They all had the right date codes, and it was all the original stuff. And it was in rough shape, but it was a nice reference piece and a good thing to start with. So, you know, a lot of times guys bring us crumbs or dreams, and we build something out of nothing. This one was a couple steps above starting from nothing, so it was a fun bike to do. We have some cool pictures of it when we first got it. And it was kind of like a red or burgundy, and there were no tank emblems on it. It had like 5960 XLCH Sportster gas tank decals on it with the checkered flag. And the frame was pretty rough. We had to change the bottom rails, and I think one of these tubes we had to change. The motor was really nice. It had the 42 to sometime in 45 oil pump. It has like 10 over cylinders. So, I mean, it was a really low wear, low mileage bike. Unfortunately, the speedometer was rotted out, so we couldn't really read the numbers on it or the mileage. But the regular stuff was missing. It was missing a horn. It was missing a tail light. It came with a headlight, but it wasn't the headlight that was for the bike. It was missing the spotlights. And yeah, we just kind of found all the parts, fixed up each part, and turned it into a running, rideable, usable bike. And it's an FL, so it's a 74-inch, 1200cc, and it's really smooth. It's balanced at 60%, which you talk to different guys and they all have a different idea, but it's worked really well for us. It's got an M75 carburetor, which is the hot rod special order carburetor, and they maybe go a little bit faster, but I don't know if it's really worth the effort. So this was a fun bike to do. We're doing a 37 for him next, and that one was a little bit rougher and not as good of a reference bike. So one of the cool things, speaking of reference bikes, that I found on this that I'd never seen before, being a 42 that was untouched, it had a Parkerized rod for the steering dampener that goes through the fork. And that is something that ever since I was a little kid, I could have swore that they were all cad or nickel plated or bright plated. And this was the first Parkerized one I'd ever seen. So that was probably the coolest revelation. And then the other cool revelation was the lifter blocks. This rear one is what I would consider an early one, where it's counterboard, and the front one's a countersunk one. And they're both painted white. They were both painted white originally, but on the rear one, if you looked under the white paint, you could see silver underneath it. So it was like, that must have been way at the bottom of the bin, and they ran out of front ones before rear ones. So that's about it. I had these badges for the Saddlebags investment cast, and they look just like the originals. I took one off of our original Paint 41 that we're going to cover in a future video. The little Glow-Brite jewels I got from Greg Liu in Minnesota. He bought a company called Red Fox Enterprises that made all sorts of little glass jewels and grommets and stuff. And I remember when they started making these about 10, 12 years ago, and the Red Fox owner was aging out of it, and I'm glad Greg bought it. One of the tough pieces I couldn't find, so I had to make, were the squash birds, and this is the very first set that I put on a bike. They should be chrome plated, and I didn't get them back from the plater in time, so I just told the owner that I laid them out with the brass ones. I've got some at the plater getting chrome plated, and I told him I'd switch them out some other time. So this way he can get his bike and enjoy it and start wearing it out. So yeah.
Want to start her up for us?
Hell yeah, my dad just took it for one last spin. It's still warm, so starting it up should be pretty easy.
Oh, Cardinal. Wow, you don't have the kickstart slippers.
Oh, I know, those boring shoes.
Oh, my golden slippers, them laid away, case I ain't going to wear 'em till my wedding day. And the long-tailed coat that I love so well, I'll wear it in the church in the morning. And my long white robe that I bought last June is going to get changed, case it fits too soon. The old gray horse that I used to drive, I'll hitch him to the church in the morning. Oh, them are golden slippers, oh, them are golden slippers, them are golden slippers I was going to wear, case you look so neat. Oh, them are golden slippers, oh, them are golden slippers, them are golden slippers I was going to wear to walk the golden street.